incredibly proud to call the Revolution Pro Wrestling undisputed British champion.
And I'm sure you are too. Absolutely. A wrestler's wrestler. Katsuyori Shibata holds the belt above his head. He has a calmness about him. Let's go to Andy Quilden for the introductions. To those of you watching on rpwondemand.com, Revolution Pro Wrestling in partnership with New Japan, the belt held aloft by Chris Roberts, the referee from Ebervale in Wales. It is Chris Hero challenging Katsuyori Shibata for the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship. It's the knockout artist versus the wrestler. Will we be punch drunk or tied up in knots at the end? Let's find out as the bell is about to ring. This one could go either way.
Well, this is the type of contest that I absolutely relish as a wrestling promoter. As a fan,
aren't you?
Absolutely. This is two of the best wrestlers in the world, stylistically very different from one another, yet at the same time very similar.
So Andy, you said you relish watching this as a fan. Imagine being a ticket-buying fan. You knew you were going to get this match, but you did not know it was going to be for one of the most prestigious championships in our game.
Absolutely, the stakes have certainly been raised. And some people, they would say that how can a man from Japan and a man from America be fighting for the British Heavyweight Championship? Quite simply, professional wrestling is an international sport, it's an international language, it's a language we can all understand. And Katsuyori Shibata has come to Great Britain. We've welcomed him with open arms and he's walked away with the grandest prize of them all.
And on the subject of open arms, that right arm is taped even more so than it was the previous night.
Well, that's not surprising at all because Zack Sabre Jr. last night did a number of Shibata going for the sleeper hold early and Hero quick to get to the ropes.
Straight away there, Shibata. But we're going to have to watch that, Andy, as the contest goes on.
Look at that!
Excuse me. And that is something Shibata's going to have to look out for, is it not? Chris Hero.
Oh, Chris Hero went for a big senton early and missed. Shibata goes for a penalty kick and misses. And both men face off. Both men know each other so well.
Chris Hero is built. Chris Hero can use that weight. We know he can use that weight, and we've seen him use that weight. He can distribute that and hit you so hard. Shibata with that dodgy arm, he's going to make it even worse, I'm certain.
Well, Shibata showed no fear last night of wrestling with that damaged arm and making it a part of his game. He didn't try to hide the fact he had an injured arm.
And almost in a sign of pride, we saw him utilising that arm to hit Zack Sabre Jr. with forearms and uppercuts. It was almost like he wanted to say to Zack Sabre Jr., I don't care how bad I'm hurt, I'm still going to keep going. I'm going to use that damaged arm. Maybe regretting it now with this huge contest.
Well, so far Shibata has been targeting Chris Hero's left arm.
wrestling Chris Hero neatly down to the mat here. And one of the interesting things to have a think about here is that you've just won the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship. It's relatively rare that a champion has to make such a huge defence 24 hours after winning a title.
But Shibata wanted to be a fighting champion. He didn't have to make this a championship match, and Chris Hero quite smartly came out and faced off with Shibata at the end of last night's show. I believe the reason he did that is because he wanted to almost put Shibata into a corner where he had to put that undisputed British Heavyweight Championship on the line. We've already talked about the pride that Katsuyori Shibata carries.
Now, Shibata, I'm quick to say, Shibata knew about his match with Chris Hero weeks in advance.
Absolutely.
He knew about his match with Zack Sabre Jr. weeks in advance. He must have had a good idea that he could beat Zack Sabre Jr. this time. I don't think Shibata's arrived here in Walthamstow with the idea that maybe I'm going to be the British champion. He knew from the moment this match was announced, he had the confidence to predict it.
And he's really going here for the armbar, and we saw him doing this repeatedly against Zack Sabre Jr. But Chris Hero is defending successfully against it for the moment, and he's got to the ropes.
And with Chris Hero, the maths is a little bit different than with Zack Sabre Jr. You take away those arms of Chris Hero, you take away those devastating forearm strikes, you take away those knockout blows. They call him a knockout artist for a reason, and Shibata wants to evade getting in a striking contest with Hero if he can, or maybe he just wants to invite himself into one.
You can't really predict the way that.
But look at the way Shibata just shook and fell back into the ropes, and Hero saying, "Give me what you've got."
Sending in those European uppercuts and then switching to a forearm. Hero asking for some more. Oh, a quick slap, but it did so much damage. Shibata now.
Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. You talk about the pride of Shibata. You belittle him in front of this crowd, and that's what you get, Chris Hero.
Oh, a huge boot right across the face, and Shibata falls down, goes right outside of the ring.
Well, that's probably the best place for Shibata right now, is on the outside of the ring. By all means, take a retreat. That's what champions do. Champions have been well known. That's how they've kept their title.
And Chris Hero stalking Shibata outside. Every bit of impact, every strike from Hero means so much.
Hero, another massive strike there. It was. Huge impact. Down goes Shibata again. Hero draping himself across the bottom rope. I think he might be starting to enjoy this moment now. Lifts Shibata. Just got to be wary of that scaffolding around the ring here. Hero goes towards it, but staggers around the outside of the ring.
And look at that! Hero's fired up! Those shots might have just woken Chris Hero up!
Oh, Chris Hero, he may well have been woken up. He should have followed up that elbow right there, and he should have got a
And perhaps we could look back at this moment in the contest and say, yes, he should have done. But right now, Chris Hero's in command of the match. And this is what Hero needs to do. And look at this from Hero.
Such a reaction from the fans here in Walthamstow after and let's not forget, what a battle Chris Hero had last night. He might be well advised just to take little opportunities like this for a breather when he can. Of course, he's got to be wary of countouts where he cannot win the championship.
Big forearm from Hero across the back.
In he goes for the cover here. Never likely to get a 3 from that, but it does give an early indication of where he might be.
And this time, the second time of asking, he was able to hit that big senton. Missed it earlier, this time connected, and we see why he was looking for it, as Shibata is sucking for air.
And the fans solidly behind Chris Hero here. Oh well, just as we say that, the chance come back in for Shibata. They're as split as the action is.
And Hero managed to shut the crowd up with one huge forearm to the side of Shibata's skull.
But Shibata, Chris Hero asking, why don't you stay down? Well, this is the point I was about to make here. Is Shibata is the kind of wrestler, Andy, who in a contest can take this kind of punishment and then sustain taking it for several minutes or more and then start to come back.
Well, I think
I think Chris Hero is going to hope that isn't the case. Chris Hero seems to be almost taking a bit of a lethargic approach to this. It's elbow, take a breather, elbow. If he comes at him a bit stronger and a bit harder than what he is, I don't think he's taking Shibata seriously enough.
And look at this, look at this!
And this is what I thought should not happen.
Shibata simply steps forward. Another one. Shibata simply steps forward. This time he's sent into the corner. Shibata sends Hero into the corner. Hits him hard. Hits him hard again. Hits him hard again and again.
And look at the way Chris Hero's head is recoiling back every time Shibata strikes. And now he's going to look for that big drop kick. Serious hang time. Serious connection.
And that's a lovely suplex. Will he look to transition into a cover? Yes, indeed, he will. It is just a couple.
And right now, Chris Hero needs to be looking to evade the penalty kick. He needs to be looking to evade the sleeper hold of Katsuyori Shibata. And I think Shibata's measuring for one or the other.
It's a penalty kick. And it's a good strike as well.
He never got much of a run-up on that one, but it looks like he's going to beckon up Hero to come for more.
Well, they call that the stutter penalty, don't they, in football? And this one, however, has been saved and rebounded. And into a neck breaker, no. Shibata catches him and sends him straight down, right onto his back. Winded massively.
Winded massively is absolutely right, Ollie. That was a hell of a leg sweep and almost the victory.
Almost the first defence there for Katsuyori Shibata of his undisputed British Heavyweight Championship.
Global, now do the job. A straight right hand to the skull. Referee Chris Roberts is admonishing Chris Hero, but I think Hero knows he's going to get away with that one.
I think Chris Roberts is to lay off the wrestlers tonight. He's let a lot of things slide so far. Let's let it slide in the championship.
Oh!
Shibata's following him up, though. Hero didn't see that one coming at all. He was facing away the whole time. Shibata didn't see that one coming.
How can they strike and keep moving? Chris Hero is now looking for a definitive finish. Oh!
No, just turned it around so quickly. Where did that come from? You ask how they can keep doing this. It's because of what's at stake. It's the desire to get their hands on the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship, to hold on to it or to wrestle it from the other's grasp. Just adds that extra little bit.
Absolutely, the wrestling world understands that this is the most prestigious singles gold in the whole of Europe today. And Katsuyori Shibata and Chris Hero, two of the best wrestlers on the entire planet, are competing for our viewing pleasure live in the Walthamstow Assembly Halls.
Down on the mat. Shibata just seems to have a little bit of the upper hand. Still conscious, are we, of that taped arm?
Why would you want to headbutt Shibata?
Hero with a backhand. Shibata soaks it up, goes for the forehand. And another forearm there. This time he goes in.
Look at that, Shibata's winded. There's no energy, no life in his body. Oh, driver!
Pile driver. The angle of that was so acute.
That was horrible. That was one of the most decompressing neck. That could have been it.
And most importantly, this could be it right now. Chris Hero could be the new, undisputed winner. And Shibata transitions into a sleeper hold. How beautifully done from Katsuyori Shibata.
Having the wherewithal to turn this around, but it's Hero who now turns it around into the...
Oh, Shibata so tenacious, hanging on. Sleeper hold, still applied.
They're just trading counter-attacking wrestling here. The two of them just splendid. Full Nelson grip, looks for the dragon.
German suplex. Chris Hero in all kinds of trouble now. Katsuyori Shibata, the first man back to his feet. And back to the back, he's trying to get his back.
Might have been a dragon suplex for the...
Oh, there we go, roaring elbow.
But instead the advantage goes back to Chris Hero.
And he's looking for that Gotch pile driver.
Gets the hook. Could well be time for Chris Hero to get a real hero's welcome from the crowd here. Is he going to take the title here? Oh, so close.
We were a split second away from having a new undisputed British Heavyweight Champion.
We've got people here, Ollie. They're disputing that that was a 3 count. I'm confident Chris Roberts has got it right.
But that was so close! So close!
That was the margin. Incredibly tight. Chris Hero might have had the championship. He's looking just to see this one across the line now. One big move, perhaps. But how often have we said one big move about Shibata?
But look at Chris Hero. He's looking at the crowd. It's like he thinks this could be his moment. Shibata floats over. Sleeper!
Well, that must have been a mistake from Chris. Chris must have been well aware he's put himself in a compromising position.
Perhaps the magnitude of the situation got to him.
Got the sleeper on here. Chris Hero in trouble. Shibata with the sleeper. Are the knees going to drop here in Chris Hero? Is he going to stay on his feet? No, he reached the ropes. Brilliant from Hero, but he's still offensive. Not now, he's not.
That was the most defensive, offensive manoeuvre I've ever seen in my life. And Shibata now grasps on that sleeper hold.
He's relentless with that sleeper.
That's it, Andy. You're so right. Utterly consistent. He knows what he's doing. It's a plan of attack. Following
He's out. Penalty kick. Yes. Cover.
The net.